Ladies and gentlemen, Lecrae responded to Kendrick Lamar's Watch the Party Die. I wonder what Lecrae would do. Has finally responded. Let's get right into it. And before we get into that, shout out to everybody who's been watching my broccoli reincarnated screwed up. Make sure after this you go check it out. Drop a comment, drop a thumbs up. We try to get that to 100,000 views. Let's go. What's Lecrae saying? It's crazy how this drop shook up the world, man. It's crazy how my man Doc came through, drop, bruh. Every time he drops anything, whether it's an announcement, whether it's a song, the culture gets shooken to its core. Bro, we waiting for that project, bro. I'm gonna keep the talk. It's getting crazy.
I was wrestling like, should I write a verse? The culture got enough clout chasing vultures out here, trying to prove they worth. They need attention. They can't imagine me not trying to make myself look bigger off of this Kendrick mention. I can't imagine his position. Before I got on my mission, I was a party victim. I bought the party favors. I used my trauma, my single mama, to justify commas, to pay the devil's wages.
So he's saying he battled with writing the verse because he thought people were gonna call him a clout chaser, or he felt like there's enough people trying to capitalize off this moment with really not just the party, watch the party die, but I think he's also talking about the Super Bowl moment because and after that, because Kendrick really hasn't done too much in general for people to attach themselves to. So I really think he's speaking about the people that are talking about the Super Bowl stuff, because a lot of the people who are coming out and complaining, it's not about Lil Wayne, bro. And we already covered that. It's about them, bro. Like, it's about them. Some of the people who are complaining about it were dead quiet when niggas try to kill Wayne. So it's like, I don't care about that. But when he said, before I got on my mission, so he's a Christian rapper, if you don't know, I was a party victim. Remember, the party is the metaphor for all of the problems, like the substances, the vices that we have as a culture. He said, so I was a party victim. I bought the party favors. So the party favors be anything that allows you to enjoy the party or make a party or be in a party. So he's talking about, the different, maybe the weapons, the drug, maybe different things that got him on, the women, whatever. I use my trauma, my single mama, to justify commas to pays the devil's wages. So basically, he used the trauma he came from to justify his worst actions, and he's introspective enough to say that. And this is going back to the party. This is what Lecrae's talking about. This is what Kendrick's talking about. It's time for the party to die. This is the message that's way bigger than people are when they're trying to make it just drink or act.
To pay the devil's wages.
And the rhyme is dope too. Party favors, use my trauma, my single mama, to justify commas, to pay the devil's wages. Party favors, devil wages, trauma, mama, commas.
That probably went over their heads. Nah. Basically what I said is I was government fed, bread for doing time in the feds, but Jesus bled. Instead of putting dents in their head, he turned his.
He said, government fed, off public assistance. I was bred for, so a lot of people who are in a situation like that feel like they bred for the worst things. But he said, Jesus bled, which is a Bible verse. Or is it Jesus wept? But so he's saying the power of Jesus saved him. And instead of putting dents in their head, instead of attacking them, he turned their heads away. Instead of punishing them, he turned their head. He made them look.
Cup runneth over with nonsense. They hearts grow colder, they love to do evil, they burn their conscience. I want the dealer's head who gave my cousin fentanyl. Labels exploiting rapping addicts, man, I'm sick of y'all.
Kendrick done got the Jesus warriors out. Huh? Oh, it's different when Dot pull up. Huh? He get niggas come through covered in the blood. God. Nah, Lecrae can rap his air off, bro. His air off. And I'm not the biggest fan of Christian rap. And I've explained a bunch of times, not something to get into right here. But man, I like artists like Lecrae because it's not, you seen the way he's rapping, it's not just effing Jesus, 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 Jesus. Oh, you're not worshiping Jesus? You're wrong. You like this? You're wrong. It's not just it's not just denting our heads. You feel what I'm saying? It's like what he said.
Labels exploiting rapping addicts, man, I'm sick of y'all. My daddy
He's covering the same stuff that Kendrick said, like his cousin died from fentanyl. The labels are exploiting this drug epidemic that we're in.
ran with Compton, Chris, my uncle's Pyru. Stuck in the middle of this madness, what should I choose? I should be choosing between Howard and Hampton. I love the people that I ran with, but look at the damage.
So family tie with gangs. Is Lecrae from LA? I don't know. Family tie with gangs. And now he's in the middle of what he should choose in there, but he should be choosing between Howard and Hampton, which are which are schools, and I'm pretty sure these are historically black schools, right? I know Hampton is. I know Howard is for sure. So he's like, I should be choosing between these, keeping it pro black the whole time, because the schools he mentioned were historically black schools. Love it, Melanin Magic. You know what time it is.
Between Howard and Hampton, I love the people that I ran with, but look at the damage.
Howard and Hampton, look at the damage. I love the people that I ran with. He's essentially saying what Kendrick was saying too. This is an easy way to explain what he just said is he was a good kid in a mad city.
I ran with, but look at the damage. You want me put you on, but I know you still with the scamming. A crooked doctor took advantage and hooked me on Xanax. It's killers sitting in a cell for taking somebody innocent, and they don't even feel no remorse. The worst ignorance. But when I take a look in the mirror, the blood of Uriah's on my hands, cause I'm that killer who...
Ooh, damn. I don't know who Uriah is. I know that's a Bible reference. Somebody could explain anything. He is bodying this verse, and I feel like Kendrick gave him an alley-oop for like a beat and a song subject like this, and I think it's a huge moment which is where I kind of disagree with this early... I was fighting with writing a verse to this. I think Kendrick did this on purpose to elevate your name so you would jump on this, so people would cover it, so your name does elevate and whatever you want to do, because your message is your message, right? Kendrick's just getting you, D1's name out there, and I don't think Lecrae has been shouted out by a lot of mainstream rappers, but the size of Kendrick, I'm not sure.
Ignorance. But
when the rhyming, the way he wrote this is...
When I take a look in the mirror...
Oh yeah, and he's talking about there's killers who sitting in cells with no remorse for who to kill. That's the worst ignorance. So he's really, really delving into the topics. Kendrick said it in his own way too, because he said the worst ignorance is not just taking a man's life, but taking a man's life and having no remorse. That is the worst ignorance, because you didn't learn anything. And in Christianity, you always have time to save yourself. So if you sit there with no remorse in your heart, you can never actually be saved. I'm not religious, but it's because I know about religion. We ain't got to talk about that.
I take a look in the mirror, the blood of Uriah's on my hands, because I'm that killer who had Bathsheba in his quarters. I'm that...
Bathsheba in his quarters, so I'm assuming that's like... I don't know. I'm not even going to assume. Let me not.
I'm that who let Eve taste the fruit of death. I'm dead sinner.
He said, I'm that nigga who let Eve taste the fruit of the death. I'm that sinner. He talking. And then he's also pointing the gun at himself. He not just... It's the same thing I said with Kendrick. The reason why Watch the Party Die lands great with Kendrick because he just came off Mr. Morale, which was a dissection of himself. So now he's coming out with a different headspace. It's not just holier than thou.
I'm dead sinner, I deserve death, along with all these liars and hypocrites. Fake tough rappers who fabricate they predicaments. Fake deep guru pushing voodoo on the people, telling folks that my God ain't real. That's real evil. I wonder what Lecrae would do.
And like I said, we ain't here to debate religion here. This is where eventually Christian rap, you're going to get there. It was the message he's saying, whether or not you believe in the God, that's not what we're here for, or his particular God or his particular denomination. That's not what I'm here for, because I could argue whatever. That's not what I'm here for, and whatever you believe is whatever you believe. Just don't, regardless. His message, I don't want the comments to just be about whether this line, I can see this line being the thesis of the comments. We're not here to argue that, nigga. Whether you believe it or not, that's on you. I'm saying the message he's pushing about the culture, what he's saying is true. Now, he might have found his salvation from his God, and that's what saved them from that. But there's people who find salvation in different things. There's people who don't believe in God who agree exactly with what he's saying, right? So it doesn't matter how you got there. Is as long as you there and you listening to the message he said.
I wonder what Lecrae would do. Hopefully seek the hand of God and tell him that he's incapable. But truthfully, I'm nobody to judge. My good deeds are like some period blood stains on a dirty rug.
Ugh, nasty.
All I can offer them is Jesus' love. I know it sound foolish to many, like, really? That's all you got for us? Yeah, the cross is foolish to the perishing. The world will call me weak and the saints will say I embarrass them. I walk the valleys full of evil, I'm aware of it. I can't condemn the world and burn all of the heretics. Love is patient, so I'm trusting it.
I can't condemn the world and burn all the heretics. So it's a dissection of himself too. It's not just pointing the finger like he said, who am I to judge? And he's really saying, I submit to Christ because I'm not powerful. What will Lecrae do? I don't know. Maybe offer look at God and ask him what he would do. That's what it is. It's boiling down to more like what's it called? Like stereotypical Christian rap. In the beginning was more of a dissection of the culture and how we felt about what Kendrick said, how we felt about what's going on in the culture, the things he went through, the reasons he made excuses for. And then here it's more just like believe in God. God is truth. So here is it's this part cool too. I'm more about the narrative of this. The narrative was the
Patient, so I'm trusting in the narrative. And Christ ain't watched the party die, he died instead of it.
I think it's a great moment for Lecrae. I think it's dope that he got got these eyes on him right now. I like that he basically just echoed what Kendrick was saying and speaking from his point of view of it. So that's dope. Glad you did write this. I don't consider it you a clout chaser for responding to when Kendrick clearly was like, "Nigga, say something." That's I think we need everybody to speak right now because this song is bigger than just a diss track to DJ Academics. That's the culture speaking up. People you don't usually hear come out and speak. That's the power of Dot right now. And that's super dope. We waited for the project, man. Shout out to Lecrae for this. Hey, it's feeling like the culture ready for the party to die.